All right, all right, all right. We are live. Yes, we are. We are live. Yep. Today's live stream is going to be about accountability already. I'm hearing an echo. Why am I hearing a freaking echo? Hey, what's up, Shop Talk? Hey, salute, man. Thank you, guys. Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. Give me 1 second. About accountability, Ronald. Did you read the title? It's about accountability. Hold on, man. I want to keep hearing myself echo. Hold on, guys. Testing, 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 testing. Okay. Hey, can you guys hear me? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Um, I'm trying to post this the StreamYard in the chat, but it's not letting me do it. Oh, dag. Okay, I got it. All right. So if y'all want to come up, you guys can come up. Okay. All right. Cool. Oh boy. So there's the link in the chat. Hey, what's up, Iori 666? How you doing tonight, man? Yeah. So anyway, man. This topic is basically about accountability and how we should hold ourselves responsible on when we when we put ourselves in certain situations or when certain things happen to us, stuff like that. We basically should look at the part we played in, you know what I'm saying, or the part that we participated in our own demise or own situations, stuff like that. Hello, hey Ronald.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, man, I'm based talking about accountability, how we should hold ourselves accountable and hold ourselves responsible for, a lot of things that have to happen to us in life, and or the situations that we put ourselves in, and etc. And and learn how to not be victims a lot, because a lot of times we try to be victims and try to blame like everything 100% on other people or other
True.
situations instead of looking at ourselves and the part that we played in. So, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So what's your take on that?
Well, yeah, I just pretty much agree with everything you said. We definitely need to take more accountability. With so
Hmm.
many issues, it's like it's not
Yo,
Yeah.
no one else's fault but our own. Like, stop blaming everyone else for our problems, things we put our own, souls in.
Yeah.
That has to change, especially in the black community.
Yeah. And I totally agree. No, don't get me wrong. I'm saying we do have a disadvantage against us because we're black to a small degree, but most of it we have more control over because like you said, we got laws in place that you know give us the right and the ability to accomplish a lot in life. You know what I'm saying? And we have to change the way we think. When we change the way we think, we can actually do things differently and operate differently and make things better for ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. What's your take on that? IORI 666.
well, I mean, for me, the biggest thing for me is if we're going to change certain things, we got to start with jumping into industries where we're not really there.
Okay.
There's a lot of industries that pay a lot of money that can change a lot of things,
Okay.
especially in like IT and some of the stuff that Uncle Chuck talks about, like getting into STEM and getting into the police force and stuff like that. Of course, a
Hmm.
lot of people might not like that, but the thing is, once you get your bread up, things start to change a little bit.
Okay. Good point. Good point.
You got to start competing in places where they don't expect you to compete at, so you can start breaking down some of this stuff.
Right. So like start competing is like in situations like they said police force, politics, anything um that we can use to make real change. Anything
Yeah,
we use to bring better effect on us.
tech is wide open, bro. Tech is wide open, especially now with like all this Corona stuff going on. Tech is
Hmm.
wide open, bro.
Okay.
Like
Yep.
seriously, if you
Okay.
if you want to go from $15 to $25 an hour in 6 months, you can.
Right.
You just got to get transitioned into basically being a level one uh, technician, then jump into being a level two and being a level three. Actually, a level three pays $50 an hour. I'm just saying going from a level one to a level two will get you to 25.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I definitely totally agree. Especially in like they said in 2020, and we live in the information age, and
Yeah.
so there's no excuse for us to not, find out information or find different ways to, what I'm saying, like you said, make money or accomplish something or try different things to get us where we want to be at, instead of just being closed minded and being stuck and saying, "Oh my God, I can't get nowhere." XYZ, XYZ, and like a lot of times people are too lazy to want to open up and try different tactics. You know what I'm saying? They
Sure.
just simple 1, 2, 3 checkers and not want to be chess. You see what I'm saying? So when you play chess and move in different directions, like, oh, okay, oh, so. Okay, by moving like this got me here. You know what? Let me keep doing that because it might get me here and here and there and here and there. So
Can
yeah, so it's all about just like I said, taking control, being a lion, and you know what I'm saying, taking charge. And that's it's
Yeah.
not stop always being too dependent.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I mean, like I tell you for example, right? Like when
Hmm.
you jump into IT, your first gig is going to be like help desk, which
Yeah.
is basically like customer service for tech guys.
Okay.
You call in and say your computer's broke. The guy that's talking to you is a help desk dude. He's helping you with computer problems through a computer desk that's basically wired in somewhere, and he's going to
Okay.
diagnose the problem, fix it, and it's just like a tech job. It's like basic tech support. You call, well, like what's your internet service provider? Let's say like Xfinity, right? Like
Okay.
whatever. You call Xfinity because you got internet problems. The guy that's talking to you on the other side is the guy that's running help desk. He diagnoses the problem, et cetera, et cetera. He fixes it. You're happy. Those
Hmm.
guys make 15 to 18 bucks an hour starting, right? Set,
Hmm.
Second guy on top of that makes 20 to 22, around
Yeah.
25 actually, with like 2 years experience. But
Yeah.
when you're making 25, you're making 50 to 60 grand a year.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then the guy above him is making like 35 to 50. And he's doing database management, which basically means he's going to be making 100 to 125 grand a year.
Okay. Right.
And once you get in the room, you know what certificates everybody above you has. So all
Right.
you do is you get the certificates that they got and basically start playing chess with the company and say, look, paying this motherfucker this much. I got the same shit he got. Let's go to the bargaining table and start figuring out how much y'all gonna pay me.
Hmm.
Period.
Okay. Okay. And Ron 87. I mean, I know you personally. I know you for since the early 90s, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I know your situation, but I know you ain't let that stop you, or you ain't let that make you a victim. You actually live your life to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you've done things that I haven't experienced yet. Dig what I'm saying? So, and that's a real inspiration. You know what I'm saying? And it's like really motivated me to want to do better. You know what I'm saying? I'm very impressed. So so how did you overcome your situation and became a victor instead of remaining a victim?
Okay, first let me give a little bit of background. I'm born with a disability,
Mm,
in the wheelchair since birth or whatever.
yeah.
And, I've been traveling and thinking I'm planning on going another trip in a couple of weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just think about it like, how should I say this? I'm not gonna let nothing stop me from doing whatever I want to do. I just gotta figure a
Mm-hmm.
different way of doing it, you know.
There
Yeah,
you
you
go.
There's
got to
all
work around
Yes, there's always an eternal way to do things, and then I'll just figure it out, and I just say, you know what, I'm doing it. Like I'm gonna go to the Dominican Republic right in a couple of weeks. Like there's a lot of places I want to go that have steps, and what I'm gonna do, what I did when I was in Thailand, I had a lot of places with steps. I took a ramp with me, a portable ramp, a travel ramp, and I got to the places I wanted to get to. You
Oh,
know,
nice. Okay.
and
There you
that's what
go.
I'm pretty much gonna do. And that's how I
Okay.
just think about things. Like I'm gonna find a way to do it. I'm not gonna let it stop me from doing whatever I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what, bro? That's so inspirational that you're telling me that, because I know people that got everything going that don't want to travel.
Right.
And you're going through all the types of things you're going through and you still find a way to travel. And you know what? That's the best of civilization that we have to offer. A dude that's got that kind of mindset is is the best that civilization has to offer right there. Honestly,
Right,
man. That's
right,
Ten
Yeah.
Commandments.
right. And think with me, at 32 years old, I look back on my life. I'm not gonna say every situation, but a lot of situations that happened to me, I I blame myself for my part. You know what I'm saying? And I realized, like, you know what, this wouldn't have happened, especially if it's simple. This wouldn't have happened if I didn't do X, Y, Z. Is that simple? There's no if, ands, or buts. I'm not gonna sit here and blame, Satan, the white man, the Illuminati. But I blame myself. You know what I'm saying? Because I have control over my actions and my temptations. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, and so that's why I don't get as mad when it happens, because I know why it happened, and I know that I could have prevented it from happening if I didn't do this stupid choice. You know what I'm saying? So if we make smart choices in life, I'm not saying we perfect, because we make mistakes, but if we 7 out of 10 times, I say 7 out of 10 times, make the smart choice in life, life will be at least halfway easier. It's not gonna be 100% easy because things still happen, but it will be halfway easier if we just make just a smart choice, the right choice in life. Like, you know what? Let me make sure I go down. I go through door A instead of door B, or I go through
Yeah,
door B instead of going through door A. So you know what I'm
yeah,
saying. So you really gotta look at yourself. Say, you know what? I'm responsible. I was wrong. You know, did I learn from it, or am I going to keep repeating it until I finally get sick of it? You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
And one thing that pissed me off about a lot of people is, like I said, they always want to just cry. Why am I when? Why me? Why this? Why so did this to me? And when you don't look in the mirror, you won't be able to grow. You won't be able to evolve, because as long as you keep blaming, looking at outside control, that sources on everything, you won't be able to prosper in life, grow in life, evolve, and be successful, and change, because you always be mentally stuck on be this by me. I'm a victim. So I say, you know what? Let me just be 360 minded, look at all angles, because some of those angles are my fault. If I just make the small little tweak, I can, change the course, change the lane. You know what I'm saying? So that's what, people need to start doing. And that's what I started doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I see my life, getting more easier mentally, and I see things more clearly, because by looking at, the part I played in and taking control, stop making excuses.
right, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. You know, it and
Wow.
it's kind of crazy that most people, I talk to all kinds of people, and I tell them like, look, man, y'all need to go travel. Y'all need to
Hmm.
go travel. Y'all need to go figure out where you want to go. Show up there with like 4 or 5 grand, 6 grand, whatever, and just spend like shit. If they're only going to be there for 2 months, they only need 2 grand, because most places you can have a great time with for under $1,000, depending on where you're going.
Right.
And
Yep.
Yeah.
you know the type of pushback I get, bro.
What?
Nah, man, like they don't treat us well over there. What about racism though? This, that, and the other. I was talking to a buddy of mine who lives in Livermore, California, which is right there in Silicon Valley. And I was like, yo, you want to go to Colombia, bro? I'm about to go to Colombia and see how this whole shit goes down in in a couple months after this COVID thing's done.
Hmm.
And he's like, well, why would you want to go to Colombia? They got Pablo Escobar there. Like, it's not safe. I'm like, bro, like, what you talking about, dude? Pablo Escobar was like in the 1970s. Like, we're in the 2020s now, right? Well, yeah, but like, what if it's still dangerous? I'm like, bro, you're a black man in America, and you telling people about shit being dangerous in other places? Come on
Right.
now, man.
Right.
Shit. When we live in America, we got a black belt in dealing with racism and shit.
Mm-hmm.
We got a
Yep.
black belt dealing with racism. And I'm like, I know you don't like American shit like that, but you don't know what kind of benefits America has for you until you go to a different country. And just because you have an American passport, they stamp you and give you a 90-day VOA, visa on arrival, because you have an American passport.
Really? I didn't know that. 90 days.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
depending on which country you go to, they'll basically stamp you and you'll be good for up to 90 days.
Yeah, in
Mm-hmm.
Thailand it's 30 days for Thailand.
Yeah, see. But the thing is, you don't have to show up with a visa. You can just show up there and they'll stamp you.
Yep.
And that stamp is dated at a particular point. Some of them is 30 days, some of them is 90 days. I think some of them are up to 6 months.
Oh,
And
okay.
that and
Wow.
that's
Nice.
because and that's because you have an American passport.
Mm.
And most people don't understand that they only going to treat you well as an American most times, especially if you're a minority, if you're black, if you're something else.
I
If
was
you
about to
have
say that. Yeah.
if you have an American passport, they're going to treat you different, man. And that's a positive thing for most people, because most people
Yes.
have been treated like shit for a long time and they don't understand that if you go somewhere else, they'll treat you better.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you're a black man, because a lot of foreign countries, well, I think black men are one of the top most lusted men in the world. Like women
Oh
just lust
yeah.
after us just for just
Of
straight
Yeah.
sex.
course.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yes.
especially like Thailand, Colombia. Like I got a friend of mine who go to Thailand. He's like, when he goes to there, the girls call him Chocolate Man. Hey, Chocolate Man. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm
That's what
like,
they
And
call me
shit.
I
over there.
tell
Yep.
people that all the time, but there's a lot of pushback that I get from a bunch of ignorant people. But
And those
Mm-hmm.
people
every
have never been there. They're ignorant. They never been there. They're like, oh
I
my
know, bro.
goodness, they don't know how they treat black people over there. Like I don't even listen to them. Like I only listen to the people that go over there and have actually been over there, visit over there. That's the people I listen to, and they always have good results. They always have heard good things about the place. Never nothing bad.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And people always look at what the mainstream media put out there. Like for example, like growing up, mainstream media made Africa look like this poor place by those Christian Children's Fund commercials, and they will only show the poorest areas in Africa to have you thinking all of Africa is fucking dirty as shit. But when I got older and I looked at other cities, Africa got cities that look nicer than cities in America. I mean, nice
Mm.
looking cities in Africa. The economy is growing like Ghana. Ghana economy is growing. Like somebody just invested in some real estate over in Ghana. Like they is getting money over there. So you know what I'm saying? So you can't just keep looking at the news. You gotta look beyond the news, man, because the news ain't gonna tell you everything true. Sometimes they do that just to put a bad image of a certain country in your mind, so you won't go over there and visit, spend your money over there. You see what I'm saying? So you won't
Sure.
be open minded to go explore other places and have different experiences. So fuck that shit. I ain't worried about that danger because I'm from Baltimore City, and we the second most dangerous city in the United States.
Right.
Yeah, it's very dangerous. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not worried about danger. Just long as I'm aware of my surroundings and I'm careful and I'm responsible, most likely I should be good. You know what I mean?
Of course, just keep your head on the swivel. Be careful. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and blend in with depending on what country you go to, of course. But
Yeah,
blend in and just don't do
right.
nothing that stick out. Like I got my camera all the way up here, like
Right, right,
you
right,
know.
right, right. You gotta go with
Yeah.
the flow. So whatever the flow
See,
is, blend with the flow. Go ahead.
Yes.
see what people don't understand, and a lot of people need to understand this, is when you go to a different country, bro, you looked at it as exotic over there, bro.
Hmm.
You look at
Oh yeah.
as exotic. You look as being different and special and shit.
Yeah.
So for all these people that think going and traveling is a negative, nah, man. Going and traveling is like the best thing that you could ever do.
Hmm.
Right.
Straight up.
Right. Right.
Straight up,
Right.
bro.
And the women over there, man. I'm talking about the women in other countries. The level of femininity is like it's so intense. Like you would think that is not even real because you're not even used to the old United States. Like their
Yep.
femininity and their submissiveness, their respect for men is like, what the fuck? Am I being punked right now? Is this like a fucking April Fool, even though it ain't April? Like, what's going on? Because
Yeah.
men ain't used to that. And then when they're used to, like, you know what, fuck, I'm gonna deal with you. Because those type of women will get the best of men. They're not the
Oh my
best of
gosh.
men, but the best out of men because their femininity is bringing out the best of man's masculinity to them.
See,
And men feel like, yeah,
yeah. But the thing is you gotta be worthy of that in the sense I tell you something. The same dude I was talking to about Colombia
yeah,
uh would always get in problems with dealing with different chicks and whatever. And I was like, look, man, you need to start dating feminine women, submissive women. And he's like, why though? And I'm like, what do you mean, why? He's like,
wow.
but like I don't want to deal with the chick that's gonna act like my slave and shit. You know what I mean? I want
Oh
to,
my God.
and I'm like, bro, what the fuck you talking about, man? Like are you so like into basically getting your head chopped off by some of these people that you don't understand the value of that shit? It's like, nah, man, but like it don't seem like normal to me. And I'm like, bro, like if that's the case, you got some deeper issues that you need to deal with. You know?
And what and do you say him with you like a slave? The fact that he thinks submission and all this is slavery, that's how you knew that feminism has fucked this country up,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It fucked
Right.
us up, man. It just like a evil scientist and just made a Frankenstein. He just took a dog top, put it on a cat's bottom, and took a cat's top, put it in the dog bottom, and just switched it all around, fucked it all up.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know what I
man.
mean? It's just crazy.
It's
It's just
crazy.
crazy.
It's crazy. And guys that have been in different cultures that understand this stuff, bro, it's like, yo,
Hmm.
I ain't never dealing with these bitches out here.
Hmm.
Never. Never.
Right.
Because
Right.
they know, man. We know this shit.
Right.
It's crazy.
So,
Right.
you know,
And then speaking on the women like the women in America now, because I want to take the title onto them. Like what pisses me off too that women aren't being held accountable for their actions. I
shit.
mean, it's always a fucking excuse for what they, especially if they do something to a man, especially a black man. But they do something to a man, it's always what he do to her. Oh my God, she must been hurt. She's a victim. I'm like for example, have you guys seen that video of the black woman who ran over her husband with that car in Virginia?
I heard about it. I hadn't seen it yet.
Yes, I seen the video, and she ran him over twice. He laid out puddle of blood, and she still cussing at him, yelling at him, and she picked up a bumper and she smacked him with it while he was on the ground dying. Right, and
Oh,
people standing around recording like, oh my God, and then somebody I heard somebody was laughing at it, and then guess what she got charged with, guys? She got charged with aggravated assault. I'm like, are
what?
you fucking
Are you
serious? Why did
serious?
she get charged with first degree murder, man? That shit
Yeah.
blew my mind, dog.
She should at least get charged with manslaughter because she used like the car to basically or vehicular homicide.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
And then check this out. So it's this page I follow on Instagram called Baltimore Murder Inc. I mean, Ron 87 know about that. And then
Oh yeah.
when they posted it, let me tell y'all, gentlemen, something. The comments I seen from these females blew my mind. I wasn't surprised at the same time. It blew my mind. It was like, oh my God, you know what? Well, that's what he get. Maybe he won't piss off no more. And actually one comment saying, yeah, that's right, sis. You go, sis. And one comment's like, "Oh my God, people tired of getting hurt. She was tired of him hurting her. XYZ, blah blah blah." And then I comment, I'm saying, "Well, what if it was the other way around?" And she gonna sit there and say, "It don't matter. Fuck her too," trying to make it seem like she fair. I'm like, they were just like giving her so many excuses and praising her, damn near killing this man. But y'all know damn fucking well if he did it to her, it would have been a total 180, a total
Yeah.
180. I'm
Yeah.
like, what
See,
the fuck, man?
a lot of people do things without knowing what they're doing. And here's what I'll tell you about this. Because let's see. Um hold on, let me just pull this up real quick. Let me just pull this
Okay.
up real quick. Because I'm just gonna make a I'm gonna make a point.
Yeah.
Like I talk to people all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and like we were talking about George Floyd the other day,
Mm-hmm.
because that cop, um that cop car thing, or whatever, that the dispatch video came out.
Yeah.
and obviously that makes the police look even worse, to be honest. but
Okay.
uh but yeah, like I was watching that stuff, and basically, everybody was talking about Black Lives Matter and stuff, and I support Black Lives Matter as a movement. But at the same time, when I hear people say that Black Lives Matter is pro black man, I'm like, have you read the mission statement, bro? The movement might be, but the mission statement says, our we affirm the lives of Black, queer, and trans folks, disabled folks, undocumented
Wow.
folks with records, women, and all other Black lives along the gender spectrum. Our network centers around those who have been marginalized within Black liberation movements. Where
Wow.
where is Black men anywhere inside of that?
Wow.
Right?
That's crazy.
Wow.
They talk about Black, queer, trans, disabled, undocumented, uh, women, and all other Black lives within the gender spectrum.
It's,
Yeah.
You know what? And Angry Man was the first person I heard say that, and then I tried to find it. I mean, online, but I couldn't find the mention statement. And I say he was lying, and until you said the same thing, I'm like, ain't this a bitch? And everybody was saying,
I show it
yeah.
to you, bro. Here, I'll put it in the chat. Like,
All right, go ahead.
yeah.
Damn.
Here.
That's crazy. And everybody was saying Black Lives Matter nowadays is for the LGBTQ. It's basically it's pushing the LGBTQ agenda type shit.
It's a front group. It's a front
yeah.
group. There it is, and I'll give you the link to that too,
Hmm.
since you probably want it sourced, right?
Okay.
This is from the Black Lives Matter website. This is how
Hmm.
this is how kind of naked it is, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, man. And like I said, and back to accountability part is like, you see, what contradicts to me is if men and women supposed to be equal, which we're not. If we're supposed to be equal, then how come we're not equal across the board? How come we're not equal when it comes to, like I said, accountability, when it comes to responsibility, when it comes to, how we treat it in the system? Because if you look at these marriage laws, child support laws, they're favorite of women, geared towards women.
the,
Yes.
the child support system is meant to rape men of their financial assets. I,
Hmm.
Right.
I talk to Judge Dre all the time. I don't know if you know who Judge Dre is, but he shows up inside of BGS and a lot of other content creators. And I was talking to him, and I was like, bro, like, when are you going to be able to get out of this? We
Yeah.
were talking, because we were talking on a panel. He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna be here for a minute," you know, because
Mm-hmm.
what I was thinking is I want to take like a bunch of guys to Colombia and like all this other kind of stuff just so they can enjoy some shit. But
Right.
but a lot of guys see this is the thing about child support. A lot of guys can't leave America because they're on child support and the child support kind of goes haywire a little bit.
Right.
So they won't let them leave because they're a quote unquote flight risk. How
Right.
fucked
Yep.
up is that?
A flight risk because you owe child support.
Right.
Like how
Yep. You
does those
can't get a
two
passport.
even mix? Yeah, how
A,
does those two even mix?
a flight
Like, you know what I mean?
a flight risk in the sense that they say, hey man, like that guy can leave the country and he can't pay us. And it's the state that's doing this, bro. It's
Right.
because the state wants to make all that money from everybody that basically does this kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? To be honest, I feel bad for a lot of people out here that get stuck in this shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You know what's crazy? Especially in the black community, well, a lot of people that I listen to on YouTube saying the reason why it's messed up, or no, the reason why it continues to be messed up, not why it started. But the reason why it continues to be messed up because it's mostly because of black women. I'm like, I'm thinking, what you mean? That's what I'm thinking in my head. They said because women are the gatekeepers of sex, right?
Sure,
It's like we're the gatekeepers of relationships. These
sure.
women choose to procreate with these ain't shit guys. I'm not specifying if they're Pookie and Ray Ray or a square dude because you can be a Pookie and Ray Ray and be a great dad. I know plenty of them. You can be a lame dude and be a deadbeat dad. So they procreate with these ain't shit dudes because ain't shit dudes, I guess, turns them on. It excites them, especially when they're young. It gets their pussy tingling, so they have sex with these guys, knowing they ain't shit. But they say, no way, he's alpha. He has an alpha trait, and they fuck these guys. And not only fuck these guys, they fuck these guys in the projects where they barely making it themselves. They had these kids, and this guy choose to not deal with him no more because he's not because he didn't want to be a dad.
Sure.
He just wanted to get some pussy. So she's
Yeah.
thinking, oh my God, now he won't be a dad to his kid. I'm thinking if I had a kid with him, it's gonna be something. And I say, she's gonna be a single mother, and then when she gets 30, hit the wall, she wants to get the nice guy, the square dude, the
Oh
dude
yeah,
that she wasn't
because
checking
she
with
all
before.
used up, bro. Because she all
Right,
used
right.
up.
Well,
Yeah.
right. So check this out. So now she wants to get that guy. So now it's like now she's saying, why ain't no good men out here? And then what they try to do is they try to shame those guys for not wanting to pick up the pieces of the mistakes that they fucking made. I remember one time when I was younger, I said I don't want to date girls with kids. That's my preference. It's nothing against them. This woman gonna say that's selfish. I'm like, how's that selfish?
Yeah.
I don't want to date a single mother. That's not my. I don't want to do that. I want to date somebody without kids, start my own family. I'm not
Yeah.
going to discourage other men to not do that. That's just my preference. That's like if a woman says, I don't want to date a man who don't have a car, I can't get mad at her. That's her preference. You know what I'm saying? All that shaming shit is just stupid. You know? So
Yeah, bro.
so my thing is women, and also women have more rights when it comes to procreation, with abortion and all that, and taking pills and all that. So my thing is, maybe if you stop procreating with these ancient dudes, save yourself for a guy who's of substance, and make sure you're in a better situation or a better environment, so you can create children with decent men and raise them better environment. You know what I'm saying? We can actually produce better people, better environments. We can raise them good, and also with these good guys that will be a father stick around, we will have intact family units.
Sure.
So that's the part that they played in. What's your take on that?
Yeah. The whole thing about the family unit is true, but the thing is, if you want to bring the family unit together, you have to break down these governmental systems because
Mm-hmm.
what happened when the whole child support thing and all that kind of age shit happened is it destroyed the need for the black man. Because now, instead of having a two-parent household and basically doing all that kind of shit, now, like, if he ain't gonna do it, whatever, you can go ahead and have government play daddy now, because the government's gonna go and basically do all this child support shit, and
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna basically fuck up the black man's finances anyway. So you really don't need the black man, because the government's gonna get that for you anyway. So in
Mm-hmm.
order to actually bring the black family back together, there's a couple things that have to happen. Number one, we've got to get these non-violent crimes like weed and all these other types of, misdemeanor crimes that turn into debt prisons, because these people can't afford uh, to pay whatever they're going to pay, so they plead out, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and technically, these prisons can't survive without plea deals. If everybody that got caught up in some bullshit decided not to go plead out, then the prisons would fall apart themselves, because they don't want to go to trial. They want to basically push you to the wall and have you plead out so they could put you in jail for free.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're not telling you, right? So in
Mm-hmm.
order to fix that kind of stuff, there's got to be a couple things that happen. Number one, those nonviolent crimes have to be wiped off the books. Your
Yeah.
record has to go back clean. And number three, a lot of things people don't talk about is everybody that's part of this needs to have financial restitution for the amount of time they got ripped off.
Mm.
You do
Right.
that, and all of a sudden the recidivism rate, sorry about that, the recidivism rate would go down, because guess what? Now people that walk out of jail got money to go do something. They don't got
Okay.
$50 and like whatever the fuck they got.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They got some money so they can afford a place to live, uh, food to eat and shit like that, so they can rebuild their life the right way, because the reason that they went into jail was bullshit to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
And then once they come out of jail, they can go start suing these goddamn police departments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what's crazy? Like, and I think and it's a lot of guys who in jail for nonviolent offenses or petty offenses. But you know
Yeah.
what? In the early '90s, when Bill Clinton came up with that crime bill with the three strike law, they
Mhm.
did it to lock a lot of people up.
Of
It
course.
was, it was. I mean, it was dressed up to lock a lot of brothers up. But and like I said, I'm not fully blaming the Clinton, because brothers still made choice to do crime, but they knew that when we grow up in a certain environment in certain situations, it push it that presents that another option to you to survive if you don't have other options that are legal to survive. So they
Yeah,
knew that
of
it was
course.
knew that, and it set us all up. And that's thing, a lot of guys got three strikes for having freaking weed, and now you're doing 20, 30 years in jail. So that's another father who's out the home, who's incarcerated, who's in the system, who's away from his family. You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that. And also, you got a lot of brothers in jail for crimes they didn't commit.
Think
We
about this,
talking
bro.
about hundreds of brothers. Yeah.
Think about this. Let's say somebody spends 20 years in jail versus 20 years with his family. What
Hmm.
kind of financial hardship does that family go through? Because all of a sudden they don't have 20 years of wages that would have helped them out to do different shit. They did this to break people. They did
Yeah.
this to break people, because
Yeah.
guess what, that dude that was supposed to be somebody's father, somebody's uncle, somebody's whatever, somebody's husband, he's in jail now. So what other type of shit do they got? They got to go to the government now. They
Hmm.
got to go there. And you want
Daddy
to know
government.
and you want to know who did this? I mean, the motherfucker that wrote the crime bill was fucking Joe bitch ass Biden. Biden wrote the
Yes.
Right.
goddamn crime bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Biden wrote the goddamn crime bill, and basically we're out here voting for him, basically making sure that this shit is okay. That's fucking ridiculous, man. I sat down and talked to some people. I'm like, yo, he fucked everybody. And some of y'all are voting for him because y'all want to go back to Obama and shit. What the fuck did Obama do when Freddie Gray got put in that paddy wagon? Obama basically called the people that were protesting in that kind of shit hoodlums and shit.
And thugs, yeah.
I knew Obama wasn't shit when he did that. I knew Obama wasn't shit when Obama went to Flint, Michigan, knowing that that water was bullshit. He basically had that photo op moment where he's like, "Yo, go drink this water, man. The water's good." I'm like, "Yo, why don't you go drink the type of water that these people be drinking, man?" That kind of
Hmm.
shit, that kind of shit that happened, bro, that was fucking black genocide. Fuck that shit.
Yes. Yes, black genocide. Same with abortion because I think more black people died in the history of this country through abortion. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like growing up, I was a Democrat, right? Because that's what I was trained and brainwashed to be, thinking Democrats is blue versus red because red is the color of evil, blue is the color of good. And it's
Yeah,
also my favorite color.
yeah.
But but in 2009, because that's the year I woke up. That's when I found out Democrats had us in slavery. You know what I'm saying? The Republicans freed us, even though the Republicans only freed us for economical reasons, not because they felt
Well,
sorry for us.
I mean, remember this. Remember this, right? The
Mm,
the Dixiecrats, the Dixiecrats are who you're talking about. But the Dixiecrats turned into Republicans once the civil rights movement happened. So the Dixiecrats that put people in slavery are the same people that are like the super conservative Republicans now.
hmm.
The problem with the Democrats is that they're too entrenched with money, right?
Yeah,
Like here here's what I'll say, right? Like I'm a progressive. I'm a progressive. I'm not
yeah,
conservative. I'm not a neoliberal, right?
right.
But the thing is, myself being a progressive, the Democratic Party hates progressives. They do whatever they can to basically sabotage progressives because
Hmm.
progressives are the guys that are saying, look, we need better, we need $15 an hour. We need these people that got put in jail to be taken out of jail. Like that's
Yeah,
what we do, right? And it's basically these neoliberal Joe Biden types that basically act like Republicans because Republicans don't give a fuck about black people either like that.
mm,
As far as I'm concerned, nobody gives a shit about people like that. You know what I
right.
mean? It's just
Look, check this out. So that's why I became an independent
yeah,
because I got the
yeah,
idea from Jesse Ventura. Jesse Ventura, he was a mayor of his home city, Minneapolis, and a governor of Minnesota. And he
yep,
said he was always independent. He said stop voting for Democrats and Republicans because those are two wings of the same bird. He
right,
called them the Democrats and the Republicans. And
yeah,
ever since then, I was independent. So, well, I do say this. I would take logic from each side. Like I would take some good points from Democrats, some good points from Republicans, and I'll
yep,
put them together in one source, and then I move forward from that source. So because it's all about solution, logic, and problem solving, and what makes sense. It don't matter if it's red, blue, elephant, or donkey. You know what I mean? I'm all about
sure,
sense. Yeah.
sure. You know, and you're talking about a deeper point here in our politics. I feel like a lot of people need to leave both of these parties and basically understand alternatives
Hmm.
because the Green Party and the Libertarian Party are probably more focused on doing certain things than
Hmm.
either of these top two parties are. These top two parties are corrupt as fuck.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are.
You know, it's just
Hmm.
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
and that's why like well, what we're talking about this shit, like we got to understand that guys like Joe Biden, Clinton, you know, a lot of people got fell in love with Clinton when he started playing the saxophone and shit. But the thing is, but the thing is, guys like Clinton did whatever the hell they could just to go fuck things up for a lot of people.
Hmm.
That, you know, that's part of the Clinton agenda. And it was Bush before him, and it was Reagan before him.
That's just like when Hillary Clinton say she carried hot sauce in her purse.
Yeah,
You
dude.
remember that? Man,
Yeah.
come on, man, come on, man.
That shit is fucking disrespectful, man. It's
Yeah.
disrespectful. It's like Biden that says something like a couple days ago. He's like, "Yo, you know, you people in the Latino community, unlike the Black community, understand that there's a lot of different variations in Latino culture." I'm like, what the fuck are
Hmm.
you talking about, dude? You saying that Black people ain't different either? You got Afro Latinos, you got Afro Caribbeans, you got African Blacks, you got Asian Blacks, you got American Blacks, you got just as much variation inside of the Black diaspora as any other diaspora's got. Get the fuck out of here with that whole shit.
Right. Hey, Ron 87, man. So what's your take on, how you feel about how we should hold women accountable?
Is he here?
Uh, he he should be.
Yeah. Oh,
Hey,
looks like
Ron.
he hop on back, bro. Hop on back.
Hey, Ron. Damn.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, from where I'm going, bro, like I already said I'm anti feminine women. So, you know, like
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Okay. So I was
no worries,
actually,
bro.
Ronald.
Go ahead.
So what's your take on how women should be held more accountable and make better choices, and the decisions they made contributed to our detriment, especially in the Black community.
But I think it's like a stigma for like, calling especially black women out on their shit when they do something wrong. Like I don't know
Mhm.
why. It's like, okay, they did X, Y, Z wrong. Let's call them on it. It's like a stigma
Mhm.
against it. Like, oh, he can't say that about her. You can't say that about her. I don't know. I don't know why it's just weird like that.
Mhm. Or like they'll say, That's just how she is. She's a
Yep.
female." Blah 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 blah. So I'm like, no. I said no. That's not how people are, because the same way, speaking on experience, the same way you tell me that I need to change my ways, certain things. Why can't that apply to her? But why come when it comes to her, this person, that's just how they are. We should accept it. We should tolerate it. And so basically, when they do it, it don't count. And if you retaliate against it, or if you react to it, you're the problem. Like no, man, fuck that shit, man. Because the part of the reason that we're not getting along is because of the shit she doing. John, what's up,
Right.
Charles? Woo! You know what I'm saying? It's plus this dumb shit she doing, man. You know what I'm saying? So fuck that, man. You gotta stop doing it, because when you let them get away with shit, hold them accountable, they're gonna amp it up and do something worse and worse, and then to the point where as though they're gonna run over their husband with their car while he's laying out there bleeding a puddle of blood, and people talking about maybe she's hurt. Get the fuck out of here. So she probably was doing shit to him on a lower level. He let slide, and he let it get worse and worse. And look where it got him. Damn near lost his life. You see what I'm saying? No, fuck that, man. Fuck that.
It's
Because if
crazy.
you're doing something that's causing destruction and causing pain and causing, like, a bunch of, a detriment, that has to be stopped, man. That's like having a wild lion running around the street instead of having him on a fucking chain and cage. You know he's a wild animal, so why have him running around knowing he's going to harm people? I mean that's common sense, man. I mean, right? Ain't that common sense? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Common sense, man. Like, come on, man. Like, no, fuck that. Fuck that. You're not gonna destroy me and bring no drama and bring no destruction to me. I'm
Yeah.
supposed to accept that's how you are, as if you're a retarded kid. No, fuck that. Well, guess what? That's how you are. Get the fuck away from me. How about that? Yeah,
Right.
because if you're in my presence, you're going to act a certain way towards me. If not, stay the fuck away from me. Because I'm not gonna tolerate that bullshit. I don't have to tolerate, and neither you guys should tolerate, bullshit and disrespect and fucked up shit. No. And then a lot of these females, like if you guys watch Kevin Samuels, you know who Kevin Samuels is, right?
Yeah, of course, bro.
Right. So Kevin Samuels, he actually his channel actually blew up because he's been having live streams on helping women how to get men because women be calling him up and asking him advice on how to get a man and stuff like that because they realized that the way they've been doing it wasn't getting them a man and they lonely. So he's teaching
Yeah.
them the right the right proper ways to get a man by doing X, Y, and Z and stop doing no do A, B, and C, stop doing X, Y, and Z. And some women take his advice. Some women get defensive, be like, "I ain't doing that."
Yeah.
Just not be open minded to it. And I say, you know what? See, and that's why you single because you don't want to look at the part you play. It makes some self improvements, so that way that can actually get you a little bit further and get you a better result.
Yeah.
Think about it, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And it's interesting that you bring up Kevin. It's always the chicks that are like because he always does the height weight dress size thing. It's like I'm
Mm-hmm.
5'4", I weigh 190, and I'm a dress size 9 or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, right? It's like,
Yeah.
ma'am, you expect a high value man from the fact that you weigh that weight? And all of a sudden you hear a pin drop silence because most of the time these chicks haven't ever gotten checked like that.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Uncle Chuck in the chat. Hop up, Uncle Chuck. But anyway, but yeah, man,
Mm-hmm.
it's crazy, and this shows the unrealistic expectations of some of these women.
Mm-hmm.
Completely unrealistic.
Very unrealistic. It's like you're supposed to fucking be like Neo in the Matrix and dodge bullets and shit. Nah, baby.
Yeah,
But what I can do the best possible thing versus like the impossible thing, if that makes sense. So whatever the best, most spectacular thing that's possible to do, I'll strive for that. Versus like I'ma just jump off a fucking 100-foot building onto another roof. I can't do that, but I can do this, and I still make you
yeah,
happy. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So I saw this painting or a meme that says if you give the woman the world, she's still saying, well, you're missing the moon, Jupiter, Uranus. I'm like, God damn, bitch. Like you want the whole solar system? Like,
yeah,
I mean, what the fuck? You
yeah,
feel what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, come on,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
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 yeah. I know,
yeah,
I know.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
hmm So like let me sure fellas something. Have you had any real bad experiences with women?
Well, I mean, outside of the fact that a chick almost told me that she was pregnant with a kid that wasn't mine.
Mm,
That was one of them things. You know what I mean? But then again, like shit like this is what builds scar tissue and it teaches you shit.
hmm
It teaches you shit, man. I was like, yo, all right, like where the DNA test at? Oh well, you asking for a DNA test? Well, yeah, of
yeah.
course. Yeah. It's like it turned out it was some other dude's kid and whatever, and skated on that shit. But yeah, man, like all kind of shit. You can't trust no chick to do nothing.
No, bro. And you tell her, like, sweetheart, there's nothing personal. Matter of fact, you should say this when you first start a date. Nothing personal. I gotta protect myself. And if she's a real woman, if she's a mature woman, and if she's really a genuine good person, that wouldn't affect her. You're like, you know what? She'll come to you, say, you know what, baby, I'm pregnant. Let's go take a DNA test. Cause I know for sure you the father. You know what I'm saying? She'll
Right.
go far as that. You feel what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah. And watching the Murray show all these years, how about you get a DNA test at the very beginning to avoid all that shit, man? Because let me tell you something. Now, I'm about to come on the men. See, a lot of men aren't victims either, to a full degree. A lot of times they knew what to do to avoid a lot of shit. For example, you knock a chick up, you see what I'm saying? Especially if you kind of know better, like, you know what? Let me go get a DNA test because just because she's my girlfriend, it don't mean she's been faithful. You know what I'm saying? And especially if she's not your girlfriend, if it's a chick that you just smashing, you should already know she probably smashing other niggas, right? So you say, you know
Of
what?
course.
Right. So let me go get a DNA test. I know for sure there's a higher percent chance I'm not the only guy she's smashing. So let me go get a DNA test so I won't have me falling for her. You're gonna be a daddy, yeah. And I'm telling everybody and putting on Facebook, and everybody saying congratulations. And then saying, you know, baby born ain't my kid. Now I'm out here looking like a fool. You see what I'm saying? Because I didn't, you know, double triple check. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure before I speak it out into the world as if it's a fact. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, so a lot of these men, you know what I'm saying, like they bring stuff on themselves too, by not taking the proper precautions, man. And then they want to sit there and cry, well, it's the woman and all that. Yeah, it's her. She's scandalous, but you also was the naive blue pill dummy, you know what I'm saying, for not thinking about it, man. I mean, yeah, it's a lesson learned. You learned your mistake. Now don't do that shit again. So men need to start, you know what I'm saying, looking at themselves too when they're in certain situations.
Sure. Absolutely, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Because that's how you avoid bullshit. That's how you avoid bullshit. And also, I want to speak on, um, like when guys get played by chicks, and I got played by a chick. I'm pretty sure you guys got played by a chick one point in your life. And last time I was played by a chick, I saw the bullshit she was doing. Now she wasn't my girlfriend. I was just talking to her. I saw the bullshit she was doing, right? And I knew it was bullshit, but I tried to give it the benefit of the doubt, like, no, it ain't that bad, ain't that bad. But what I
Yeah,
should
yeah.
have did, the moment she switched up her whole energy, I should just cut her off. And I was
You
gonna
should,
do it
yeah.
by saying, you know what, it ain't that bad. So I'm like, hold up. We went out on a date. On our first date, you want to come to my apartment to make out with me. We wound up being butt ass naked and almost hit, but she kind of said no for some dumbass reason. And we had both agreed to do the shit again. I said, you know, she said some bullshit talking about X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. Just some weird shit. She basically, I guess her mind changed because something I did, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But she tried to come up with all these excuses to try to justify why it's different. It didn't make any sense. But right there, I should have just cut her fuck off. But me, you know, her having to be the only female I'm talking to, not being abundant mindset, I just say, you know what, maybe it ain't that bad. I went out with her again, and she started acting goofy, and she got me out of something. You know what I'm saying? I say, you know what? I'm not even that mad at her. I mean, she played me. She wrong for that, but I blame myself for continuing to deal with that bullshit because I knew it's sharks in that water, but instead of me avoiding the water going somewhere else where there's no sharks, I wanted to go into the water of sharks and try to get the shark to not be sharks. No, a shark is a fucking shark. You know what I'm saying? You can't change the shark's nature. You dig what I'm saying? You can't try to reason with it. It's a dangerous sea animal. Once you
Sure.
realize it's the motherfucker, get the fuck away from that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And
Sure.
so yeah. So now I say, you know what? Next time I deal with a chick, because now I'm red pill now. I'm more alpha now. When I spot some bullshit, I cut that shit off immediately because I I I block any turds that try to come into my punch bowl and turn my punch into a shitty drink. No more shitty drinks for me, man. Let me turn my shit into a shitty drink. I don't need no outside shit turds fucking up my shit.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. You know,
Yeah.
and the thing is, like, as you get older, you realize what you're willing to take and what you're not. You know,
Mm-hmm.
because I could tell you something. In my 20s, I didn't know what I needed nearly as much as I did in my mid to late 20s. You know what I mean? So, like, when I was in my teens, I didn't know shit, but I thought I knew everything, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but as you go and you travel and you see how people treat other people, it's like, nah, man. Like, the shit that we're dealing with here ain't really what I want. So that's why, like, I'm waiting for this coronavirus thing to pop off so I can go ahead and do what I need to do once this stuff is over with.
Yeah.
Really, you know.
Yes.
And I'm basically telling everybody else, man, like, yo, get your globes out, get your maps out, decide what you want to do now. So once this stuff opens up, you can go ahead and get inoculated and get yourself out of here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what? Speaking on this coronavirus thing, this coronavirus was a huge wake up call to a lot of people. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And because the last time we had this was over 100 years ago, and most of us weren't even existed yet. You know what I mean? Like if you look at a lot of women, when this shit kicked off, a lot of men was saying women was hitting them up out of the blue that they ain't talked to in like a year or so, saying, "Hey, big kid, how about blah?" Because they knew shit was closing down and they was getting worried because shit was gonna get real. So and they know and they never experienced this type of situation because we've been so comfortable was part of our normal life, you know, especially in America. So
yeah,
they was hitting up dudes and shit like that. And it goes to show you that when push comes to shove, your true nature will come out. You're gonna need a man. All that feminism shit goes out the window.
yeah, yeah,
Also with the coronavirus, um, was a wake up call to people to save up their money more. You know, people who always spend their money on dumb shit, who don't want to save their money. Now it push you to want to be more responsible and put stuff away and be more tight with your money for rainy days. You know what I'm saying? So that was also a benefit to people who just wasted money on bullshit. And
yeah,
another thing that's what this virus did wake up call is with me, it wake me up to go back into my field because I've been out my field for 6 years. You dig what I'm saying?
okay,
So now with this virus, say, you know what? Maybe it's a sign. So you know what? It's time for you to get back in your field, do something different. Even though I was making good money doing what I'm doing my current job, I'm laid off at. But so you know what? No, get back on your shit because now I'm going to make you uncomfortable to push you to definitely push you to be where you're supposed to be, where you want to be much faster. Because when you're comfortable, you don't move. But when you're uncomfortable and the shit not in this pressure, that's going to push you to want to you know, get your shit together, get your shit right, blah blah blah. Sometimes so it was some good things that came out this coronavirus as far as that. You know what I'm saying? Even though is a lot of bad to it too, man.
you
And
know what it is, you know what it is, bro. You make a great point. I tell
mhm,
I tell you one thing. The one thing I learned through this coronavirus is I'm sick and tired of dealing with shit that other places got dealt with already that
yeah,
America is not ready for. What I mean by that is, like, when this coronavirus thing happened and I started seeing how dumb people move out here, like,
yeah,
oh, like, oh, well, I'm not going to wear a mask because, it's like it's against my First Amendment right. I'm like, bro, like, look, dude, you can do that if you want. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying, like, look, dude, none of this stuff is really against your First Amendment right. And if I ever heard enough people tell me that something was against their First Amendment right, I'd be a millionaire by now. See, that's the
Mm-hmm.
kind of shit that people in America say because they feel like they can get away with it. They ain't
Mm-hmm.
saying that shit in Colombia. They ain't saying that shit in Mexico and like all these other type of
Everything
places.
is, yeah, it's too free in America. They won't say that in other places. Yep.
Yeah,
Hmm.
we have stupid freedoms here. Freedoms that a lot of dumb people can use as cover for their stupidity. You know?
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened with me is I'm like, look, man, I'm sick and tired of dealing with places that got shitty healthcare, got all these things that really ain't built up yet, even though we claim to be the best country in the world. I mean, I agree with that in some cases. I disagree with it in others, right? Like for example,
Mm-hmm.
the visa on arrival thing, America's got a
Mm-hmm.
good deal going on with that. And that's why everybody needs to leave and figure out how that shit works. But at
Yeah.
the same time, like, you know, the one thing this coronavirus proved to me, bro, is nobody's safe. And y'all better learn some languages and learn some cultures so y'all got somewhere to go. That's something I realized. That's why I'm learning Spanish and learning Arabic and like all these different languages. So if I decide to go somewhere, I know how to make it pop off the way I want it to.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I'm on
And
Pimsleur now learning Spanish. Right after I
Oh,
get off this, I'm getting Spanish.
yo. You use italki, bro. I use italki to learn some of my languages. But
Oh, I downloaded it, but I gotta try it out. I've been mostly using Pimsleur, but I gotta try. I'll talk you out.
look
okay.
at this dude, man. See, you the type of dude, bro, that we could roll with, man. We could roll with
Yeah.
you. Like I'm sitting here and this dude's like finishing my sentences, man. You know how liberating that is for the two of
Sorry
us
about
to
that.
see. No,
Mm-hmm.
don't apologize, bro. We need more people like you. Like shit, you don't got to apologize for shit, man. Like fuck. This is great, man. Shout out to you, bro. Like you putting in more work than all these guys making $600 a week on some unemployment shit. Shout out to you, bro. No lie on that shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy? Like, and let me see. Y- YouTube has a lot of information on how to do certain. I do a lot of things like how to invest your money in the stocks or stuff like that to make money wise down. Like I said, because since we're down, especially those who are laid off, we got more time on our hands. And
Yeah.
the people I follow in the manosphere, like Angry Man and them, or Kevin Samuels or BJ, they teach you or they show you or they tell you about how to invest your certain money in certain things and try this stuff out. Of course, you got to put the work in, but they tell you this, like, how about you try this different thing out? See if you can make money doing this, which you can. You see what I'm saying? So that way you can make even more money while you're, laid off. And then when stuff opens back up again, you might not even go back to work because you start up a new business. You know what I'm saying? And you would have never did that if this pandemic didn't happen. But since this pandemic happened, like I said, with the uncomfortability, it pushed you to take charge of certain things. Like, you know what? Let me try this out because some people ain't going back to work. Some people are laid
Yeah.
off for good unless they go to another job. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Sure.
damn, I gotta make some money. I gotta make ends meet, especially if you got a wife and kids. So it's like
Yeah.
it's so much information out there to do certain things. It's just that you just gotta listen, take heed to it, and just put in the work and put in some spare time to do it, so you can try to be successful with it instead of just sitting at home jacking off all day or playing video games all day, listening to YouTube all day. You know what I'm saying? Do something more constructive. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Don't let this pandemic keep you down. Yeah, go ahead.
let me like for example, right? I'm gonna give y'all a little bit of game here on this on learning languages and traveling and stuff.
Hmm.
You want to know what the best thing to do is?
What's up?
Figure out where you want to travel first, find out what language they're speaking second, and then go pick a tutor from where you want to go,
Okay.
because as you're learning the language, you can start picking up different plot points and different information points from the dude. Like for example, like
Yeah.
let's say I want to go to Colombia, right?
Yeah.
I know they're going to speak Spanish there. That's one thing for sure. But what I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to do is I'm going to go find a Colombian Spanish teacher. And y'all know why I want to find a Colombian Spanish teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can get the in and outs of Colombia
Yeah.
while learning Spanish from that dude. Start talking to him, start asking him questions. He'll basically give you all the game that you need.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Straight up, he'll give you the game that you need. So, like that's the same thing if you want to go to Venezuela and shit like that. Basically, start picking up guys in the area so that way you can get a lay of the land a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a lot of people don't understand. It's like, yo, I'm just gonna go to Venezuela. No, spend a couple months like learning a little bit of Venezuelan Spanish and start
Yeah.
using that dude as a resource.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's what the government does all the time. We call them informants.
Right.
You know what I mean? All I'm doing is I'm taking that game and I'm integrating that shit.
Yeah.
That's all. That's
Right.
all.
It's this black dude. I don't know if you heard of him, but
Lao Shu?
no, no,
Is
no,
it,
no,
is,
no, not him.
okay.
Because Angry Man posted him. It's a black dude. He owns a marketing company, right? Because he's American. This dude lives in Colombia. He has like a 5 bedroom mansion in Colombia with him and
You
his
talking about
roommates.
Passport Heavy?
I think that's him.
Oh
Man,
yeah, that dude. Oh man, he
bro,
knows
yes.
everywhere. Yo,
Yes,
oh,
yeah. So check this out. So he said he get all this for this price. I'm like, that's all you pay for this big ass 5 bedroom mini mansion or media
Yep.
mansion, and then he has a maid. He pays like $100 a week, which is a lot of money in Colombia. And he
uh-huh.
said she does everything. She cleans his house. She cooks. I'm like, and he basically was showing what he does everyday life. I'm like, this dude is living it, man. This
bro,
dude he found the way. He
bro.
found the way.
Look. The nice thing about traveling, bro, is you can quote unquote overpay in United States currency and still not feel it because
Mm.
it's
Whew.
so small compared to what you're used to spending, and they'll do everything for you. Like
Mhm.
because they're so happy that you're there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like straight up, part of the reason that I'm going to those types of places is because I want to basically go somewhere where I could do everything that I want to do without having to worry about it.
Mhm.
If you're going to any of these Latin American countries, or any of these Asian countries, or any of these Eastern European countries, you'd be lucky if you're spending $1,500 a month.
Mhm.
And
Right.
basically, I was talking to somebody who lives in LA, but he used to live in Mexico.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, he's like, yo, like, you got to realize for the amount of money you spend on rent in America, you could spend half that and still be good on everything. That's rent,
Wow.
food, like everything, dude. And I'm like, bro. So I started talking to him about like how much it costs to build houses in Mexico and like Latin America and stuff. He's like, it depends on what kind of house you want to build. If you want to
Mhm.
build like an American style house with like all the fancy fixings and stuff like that, it'll cost you probably 30 to 40 grand to build it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
Yes.
cheap.
Yeah. Versus
Damn, that's
versus
cheap as
if you
fuck.
want versus if you want to build a Mexican house, you can probably do it for 15.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like, yo, I'm feeling like going to Mexico right now. You know what I
I
mean?
want to
So
go there too. Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah.
really want to go there
Look,
in a
look,
few months.
look. I give this game away for y'all. Hold on. As long as y'all don't mind sharing screens and stuff, so y'all can see what I'm seeing.
Shay, go ahead.
All right, so here we go. I just I just do this for y'all and the dude that's learning Spanish in Pimsleur. This is for you, bro, for all the hard work you're putting in. I got you. All right.
All right.
So
All
here
right.
we go. All right. We're gonna go Airbnb real quick.
We're gonna have to start heading back to the airport at the end of our fuel. Nothing stood out at us. We're gonna be negative on all around.
What?
What was that?
It's the radio.
Oh,
No,
it's
that's
already.
Charles Radio. Yeah, that's Charles Radio.
Oh, what?
Oh,
What's up, Uncle Chuck? Where y'all want to go? Y'all want to go to Medellin?
Woo! What's up, fellas?
yeah.
Hey,
Where we
what's
going?
up, Charles? Woo! Be more stand up.
Be more in the house.
All
let's
day.
go to Medellin real quick. Medellin, Colombia. All right.
Yeah, like you were saying, I was telling Aqua that I wanted to go to like, the Dominican Republic for a month, and he said, like, are you sure you can afford that? I was telling him the apartments there like 300, 400 bucks a month. Like, you don't know how cheap things
Bro,
are when you get out the States.
bro, don't give them all the game now. That's my job. That's my job, dude. Come on now.
But I was posting a picture to my Instagram. He asked me that, so I was telling him, like, you know,
Yo, if Uncle Chuck goes to Colombia, we should stay in America because Uncle Chuck's going to take everything. You stay out here in Baltimore, Uncle Chuck. Y'all, yeah, yeah.
I've been known to travel a little bit.
Well,
Yeah.
yo, it's all good. Y'all
It's
go.
kind of funny.
Y'all go to Colombia after I leave. How's that?
wow.
Shit, that's cool.
All right,
It's
so
fun.
let's figure this out, fellas. All right, so we want to let's see, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, because it's us. We'll do a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, and we'll do a 2 bedroom, 2 bath. Just so y'all know. But we'll start here, and the type of place, it's the entire place, right? And this is in Medellin, so
Mm-hmm.
we gonna do some Master Teacher 1 type shit. Shout out
Oh,
to
yeah.
Master Teacher.
Yeah.
Big
Master
homie doing it right. So,
Yeah. So real quick, Sir Charles. So what's your take on accountability, man? Like far as like how being accountable will help you grow, man, and not make you make the same stupid mistakes that you put yourself in.
Excuse me for chewing everybody's ear. It's finally 8 today. Um, Accountability is necessary for growth.
Mm-hmm.
There is no growth without being accountable. You got to know realistically where you are.
Yeah.
And too many of us have adopted this mindset of, I don't care, it's not mine. You have to be accountable for it. If the world gave it to you, it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
No matter if it comes to your job, your kids, your diet, your
Yeah.
exercise, your learning, you still have to be accountable. You have to hold yourself accountable. Because how are you going to really say that I'm going to be accountable? I want my wife to be accountable to do shit if you're not accountable yourself.
Mm-hmm.
that's right.
It's facetious. It's kind of funny. I sent a PDF copy of the Great Falls Initiative to my ex, and of course she tried to critique it, and she said, "You didn't explain what type of boys you're trying to help." Anybody who read it, it says black
Ain't that obvious?
American boys.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
in other
ain't that
words,
obvious?
she did what she did was she skimmed over it, and she said, "Well, you need more research in it." Well, if you have the Oxford Handbook of Poverty, wouldn't that be research, including Neely Fuller, Dr. Neely Fuller, which is what the pie is based off? I was like, you know, I did that for a tester because one thing you'll learn in life, there's sometimes when people will listen or read not to comprehend, but just to reply. And then
Right.
she tried to break it down, saying, "Well, if he's trying to sell this to Congress, what would you say?" Well, would you like to cut your black unemployment rate in half? Would you like to cut your black incarceration rate significantly? Significantly down. Excuse me. Overall, would you like to save your city or your state money? Well, I got a plan for you. Last time I checked, all I got to do is say is that, and most politicians will be ears open.
Right.
But I remember, like when I told this to BGS, I said it would amaze me because she didn't get it because the plan wasn't for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So take a look, fellas. This is for $450 a month. After fees, you're looking at $500, right? And we'll take a look at this, right? It's a 2-bedroom bath spot. But take a look at this for a second.
And this in Colombia, right?
Yep, this is in Medellin, Colombia. This is inside the second bedroom, I think. That's like the little kitchen.
Can you share the screen?
Yeah, we can't see your screen.
I'm sharing it right now.
I think you might have to open up another one. Like, see if you can open up another screen and keep the screen you got, but open up the other one as well.
Yeah. Because all we see is your icon.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I get to it, fellas. I'll get to it.
Okay. But in the meantime, I was watching some videos on Medellin, Colombia, man, about this guy called Ian Wara, this black dude on YouTube, and he was hanging with 3 Latinas, and they was on him like he was a fucking god, like he was a god, man. They was kissing on him and shit, like they was so nice to him. I'm like, what
They
the
bad
fuck?
out there, bro.
What the fuck am I missing, man? I'm
Yeah,
over here in
bad.
American
You're missing.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I'm telling you, bro. All right, so this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath spot, right? So there you go. Pretty simple, but it's low price. So for $500, you can't get no better than this. TV posted right up there. Kind of shit. There's the bathroom. There's the.
Try opening up another screen.
Oh, it still ain't working.
Not yet.
No, bro.
Try opening up a screen and use your screen to show your well, try to get that screen to get another link, and try to use that link for the screen while keeping your screen that you have now.
All right. Hold on. Entire screen, share. Okay, and then I see what it is. Y'all see it now?
No.
What do you guys see? Like, do you see my screen?
The only thing we see is
see
your
avatar.
icon.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have to you
probably got to turn your camera. You probably got to turn your camera on StreamYard. Turn your cam on, and then use your cam on your computer, your phone, whatever.
Or you could just use your computer, get the link, and connect it to the StreamYards that way.
Okay,
and
well,
you just have two open.
I got the link. It's probably easy here. How about this, bro? I'll send you the link and you can screen share it because for some reason my equipment might be jacked up. But check it out. I'll send it to you. I send it to you in the private chat and you can basically hook it up for all the people. So
okay.
All right. Here you go. There it is. There's number one. Right? Were you able to open that one up?
Oh, give me a
let's
second.
see.
I don't see a link from you.
I sent it in the private chat.
Oh, private. Oh, okay. My bad.
On
My bad.
StreamYard, yeah.
In
Okay, my
StreamYard.
bad. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, so Charles. So, what some of the countries have you visited, and what was the experience have you had from those countries?
Let me see. Iraq, Kuwait, Ireland, Amsterdam, Germany.
Yo,
Okay.
Amsterdam is dope.
Amsterdam is a very free country. It makes America look like the USSR.
Uh-huh.
Dang.
That's right.
Like,
trying
they
to
will
get over
literally
there,
walk
too.
around smoking weed, and they have like the red light district and everything.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
How the
Yes.
women
Fun.
treated you over there in those countries, Charles?
I was treated very well,
Nice.
especially in Germany.
In Germany? Okay.
And it's funny because it's like you'll walk over there, and for God's sakes, you'll see and this is during the time when I was wrestling, and I was doing it
Mhm.
like freestyle, like the Olympic styles.
Mhm.
And as soon as you get off the plane, you see this half black, half white chick who's like with green eyes, and oh my God, like they were like emerald.
Mm.
Oh man.
Wow.
So nice and so pretty.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then you'll also see black women who are like dark, like Rhea Miles dark. Very
Mhm.
beautiful skin tone, very feminine.
Mm-hmm.
I've always said to black women in America, if you were just nice, you would get any man you want.
And you know what, Charles? And before you came on, we was talking about the level of femininity that these women display. Is like it's so pure and intense that you wouldn't think is real. You'd be like,
Yeah.
"Am I being punked? Is she this April Fool's or something?" You know what I'm saying? Then
Which is my
it'll
birthday, by the way.
yes. So it'll make you that femininity will make you feel so much like a man is like it'll put you on top of the world. It's like wow. It's like what the fuck type shit. You know what I mean? It's that shock factor.
This is the reason why black women are losing their men. It's like I said before. They have no faith in you. They don't respect your leadership, and they're not feminine.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
not about the looks department because obviously black men are attracted to you, but
Right.
when it comes to the feminine and being friendly, out the window.
Yes.
Wow.
And they think that shit is cute. They think acting the way they acting is cute. Like maybe if I piss him off, it'll turn him on. No. Now if you're doing it to turn me on, in that scenario, okay. But if you just being that way just because you're a mean, spiteful, nasty, rude chick, no, that don't turn me on, man. Like that repels me. That repels me. And check this out. And then they always want to say, well, the reason why you want a white woman or a Hispanic woman because they're
Can't
because
handle
right. They'll put up with your shit, or you want somebody that's going to bow down to you because they thinking the way they act is actually bowing down and or being weak. I said no, because actually it's power. Because when you're feminine and nice and pleasant, you will get more out of me than you would if you're being mean and nasty and rude. Like, women who know their femininity knows this shit. And they wonder why they're dead last in the dating pool, but they think all other women, including African women, they think they're doing something wrong. The whole time that you know what I'm saying, but actually what they're doing is getting them what they want in life, especially when it comes to men. I mean, come on now. Like come
It
on.
goes back to what you said about accountability.
Mm-hmm.
If you're accountable, you would actually see things for what they are, not what you want them to be.
Exactly.
You know damn well that if you're fit, fun, as Kevin Sanders would say, if you're fit, feminine and fun to be around, or friendly, you don't have a
Mm-hmm.
problem getting a man.
Exactly.
Do you know how pleasurable it is to speak to a chick? You're not even trying to hit, but just to speak to a feminine chick for like an hour or two.
Yes, my
Oh
lord.
man.
Yes.
And it's like such, you can have an intelligent conversation. She's free and feminine, and you're not even trying to put moves on her. And it's like, it's everything so organic.
Yes. Yes.
Here, they pride themselves off of being curmudgeons.
Mm-hmm.
They love to be surly, ill-tempered, all kinds of shit. And
Right.
then and then they'll have the audacity to say, "Why can't we find a man? You scared them all away, Frankenstein."
Right. Right.
Right.
Right.
But that's because they are indoctrinated into this stuff because one, they're raised by bitter mothers who couldn't keep their men.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anytime you got women who don't value the intellect, the capabilities, the physicality of their men, you have a problem. And you wonder
Mm-hmm.
why, Consuela and Becky and Chung Li and also Jasmine, that's the Arabic chick, she's taking your men away because
Mm-hmm.
she was taught from birth how to serve a man.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Sold.
Right.
And that's what a lot of brothers are saying, sold. And don't get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong, I love black women, but y'all losing right now. And it's
Yes.
not black men's fault.
Right. Right.
Either give us a better option or a better product, or they're going to go from Walmart to Target.
Exactly. And like you said, Charles, it's instead of complaining about him looking for a better option, how about you become the better option so that he won't look elsewhere. He don't need to because he got the better option right in front of his eyes. And
Right.
it was some angry man said. He said the reason why other groups of women, especially African women, they don't publicly show their men like black women do our men, is because they know when push comes to shove, their men are the strongest of the group, and they need depend on their men for their group to defend themselves against other groups or situations for them to prosper. Because they know if they break their men down, who's going to protect them, and their whole structure is fucked up because they broke down the muscle of their group, which is the men. You see what I'm saying? So that's why other groups of women they don't do that. It's for strategical reasons and for survival reasons. To where in the black community, it's the total opposite. And look what it's done. It broke down the structure, and that's why you got all these high crimes, black communities. These, we continue to be fucked up, and black relationships are a joke now. More kids out of wedlock, shit like that. And you got men being ran over by their wife and in the middle of the street, and she cussing at him while he down there damn near halfway dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But they don't want to open their mind to that type of game and knowledge. And they say like, why is shit so fucked up? Like, what am I doing wrong? Well, what you're doing wrong is A, B, and C. Just look at it, humble yourself, be humble.
There's an old
And
saying,
yeah.
three things about black women: guilt,
Mm-hmm.
shame, and a need to be right.
Yeah.
And that sums up the lack of accountability.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to guilt the men, you're trying to shame the men, then you always want to be right. When you're accountable, sometimes you gotta say, hey, I don't have all the answers. Sometimes you gotta say, I need to learn how to be whatever I need to do in whatever aspect. And that
Mm-hmm.
keeps you accountable.
Yeah.
What they want to do is go to the Olympics and step on the podium before the games even start. You didn't even light the damn Olympic flame yet.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to start it and just say, hey, we already won gold, but you're not competitive. They think without training, without practice, without preparation, they're going to go on top of that podium.
Mm-hmm.
And what have they learned? When brothers start to venture out, they're going to lose them.
Yeah.
And I'm praying for the sisters to become the best option.
Yes.
This isn't
Yeah.
shitting on the black women. It's actually a public service announcement for y'all to get your stuff together.
And not only that, Charles, is showing that we actually give a damn about you because we want you to do better by giving you tough love. It's showing that we give a damn because we can either say, you know what, we're just going to be MGTOW, take our shit and just go. And like I said earlier, black men are like one of the top men who are the most lusted men worldwide. Women worldwide lust at the black men. Like they see us as fucking machines. So we can easily get women of other races without changing who we are. You know what I'm saying? And we know that, and they know that. Where black women they gotta conform to whatever men they're dating. So you know what I'm saying. But like I said, by us speaking on this stuff and by us, you know, telling you what you need to do, we want you to do better. And we know that y'all can do better, and we see the potential y'all doing better. That's why we keep preaching it. And some black women are getting it though. I ain't gonna lie. Some black women are getting it, and they are, changing up their ways. And some of them starting seeing, results. And of course, you're going to have those who ain't going to change, but that's okay. As long as we see progress, that means it's a slow process, and it'll get better and better. So I mean, so yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It's called you want to become the best viable option. You
Yes.
want to be able to you want to be able to say, hey, I'm going to be a capable woman who's looking for a capable man.
Yeah.
I've said this to women all the time who get their degrees and get all their stuff. Would you give up your position to give to your man so he can take care of you?
Mhm.
Candy Graham.
Yeah. Yeah. And you want to know? You guys want to know who was not perfect, but who was a good example of a feminine, sweet, soft black woman? Myra off Family Matters. I mean, even though Steve didn't appreciate her like that, which he should, but most men will kill for a woman like that. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Even though I'm MGTOW, I throw the M up. If I met a chick like that and she was genuinely for me and a good-hearted woman, I would be in a relationship with her,
Oh yeah.
possibly marry her, possibly, because
Oh yeah.
because marriage is still a questionable thing with the laws. But I would definitely make her my girlfriend if I met a chick that day did tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And and stuff like that. And she's like a diamond in the rough. She's like a needle in a haystack. You know what I'm saying? And most men would want a woman like that. You know,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
and
she
and,
got the
and
looks. She got the
yeah,
looks. She got the femininity. She's supportive. She's inspirational. She believes in her man. She's willing to be
yes.
on her man's, you know, program. I mean, she
Hmm.
looked 1,000 times better than Laura did. I mean, she's
And,
a winner. She would have been a winner.
yeah. And check this out, y'all. See, to me, her looks are a bonus. I ain't talking about her looks. Like,
Oh
even if
yeah.
her, even if her and Laura was opposite in looks, and Laura was like look better than Myra, I'll still Myra will still be more attractive because you said her femininity, her personality, her pleasantness, the fact that she worships Steven like he's a god. Like, you know what? I would rather fuck her
Uh-huh.
than to fuck Laura, who treats me like shit, who clowns me. You see what I'm saying? And stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. And we do have women out there like that, but they're extremely rare. And if you do find them, they're taken.
Oh yeah.
And and if most women would act like that, man, it'll be a total 180 in the dating market, especially in the black community, and then things would be a lot better. But like I said, a lot of women, Charles, they see that as uh being a slave or being beneath you, blah blah blah. They think that's like bad. But in actuality, it's the natural order. God, man, woman, and child. It's a reason why it's like that. It has nothing to do with sexism, none of that shit. And some women I talked to even said, yes, the man is above the woman when it comes to natural order. He's the leader. It works better that way. And biologically, women know that too. But like I said, feminism has killed, the people in the Western world, man. it's really killed it. Like, and it's crazy. Like it's like the evil Frankenstein. He just switched bodies of a cat and dog. You know.
pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And it really hurts them in the long run because they're going to need these men in the next couple of years. Hell, they actually
Yeah.
need them now thanks to COVID.
I said that too. I said that too. Like when women was hitting up men, hey big kid. I'm like, I ain't talked to you in like 2 years. What do you mean, hey big kid? You know what I'm saying? Because they was getting worried because they used to comfort, and then when shit got real, because they ain't know how people was gonna act. They're like, oh my god, now your biology kicks in, telling you to look for a man, which is the stronger gender for protection. We fuck all that feminism shit. I'm a CEO. I'm independent. Yeah, but when we out there in the jungle, out there in the wild, all that shit don't matter.
What does
It's
money
all
got to
nature.
do? What
It's
does
all
money got
nature.
to
Yeah,
do with anything when money will be obsolete? Let's say if the
exactly.
let's say if the government shut down and we had to hunt for our food again,
Ooh,
what would money have to do with shit?
ooh, ooh. And add insult to injury, a whole lot of men ain't gonna know what to do because a lot of men ain't used to that. They just
hmm
used to going to the market, have shit ready for them. They're not used to fucking hunting. Like I've never hunted a day in my life. I've gone fishing a couple times, but I've never actually hunted an animal. You know what I'm saying? Like with a gun and all that shit. I don't want to do that shit. I mean, I can learn. You see what I'm saying? So if some men don't know how to do it, imagine the women that don't know what to do. So now it's gonna be like fucking chaos. You know?
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I tell you, man, it's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Yes. It's like the sore, it's like the sore on your arm. You know, the alcohol is going to sting, hurts like shit, but when that pain go away, your sore will heal up. So yeah. Hmm.
I've warned women of this shit. I'm like, look, y'all better have a value within your men again.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And notice they're coming back to the fold on these panels.
Hmm. And before you came on, Charles, I was talking about Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels, he fucking blew up by having live streams about how to give women advice on how to get men. Like he be having like 3,000
hmm
people live at one time because he be giving women game because women are desperate because cause they trying to get a man. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Hmm.
the shit is real. When the environment, see, COVID changed the environment.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
and the culture has to make suit.
Right.
They're like, wait a minute, this marriage thing might have to stay around a little longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Having babies out of wedlock, nobody's paying the bill anymore.
Hmm.
Like, you got to
Hmm.
do something, sister.
Yes. Yes. You definitely got to do something
That
because you
strong,
realize.
independent bullshit is going out the window.
Right. And plus you realize it's much better that way. And I was on Angry Man live stream a couple days ago. He was like, if things continue to go where it's going, the human race will be extinct. Like with people not wanting to be relationships, not want to procreate, get married, it's going to be extinct. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't coming at the MGTOW per se, because MGTOW's the reason where it is because it's basically a response to the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Most MGTOWs want to be in relationships like myself, but we realize a lot of women ain't worth it nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And then with MGTOW grew, which is still growing, people got scared and the government gets, oh my God, these guys not getting married as much. They're actually not going along with the system. Now it's like, oh my God, we gotta do something because we don't, shit's gonna fucking go extinct and collapse. Because you gotta think about it. The system needs men to be blue pill and simps to operate. If most men were red pill and all that shit, the economy would fucking crash overnight. So that's why the reason why most of us were blue pill, along with some of us were red pill. You see what I'm saying? And when they notice that, it's like, oh my God, you know what? Maybe we should get our act together, and maybe we should make things more fair because if we keep making things unfair against men, the more that they're gonna get they're gonna get pushed away. Next thing you know, things are gonna be fucked up and separate. So maybe we should make things right again, or at least fair again, so that way, you know, is equal on both sides. Because we don't want no more like, you know, out of wedlock kids, or no more non-family intacts, or no more you know, people not want to be in relationships. People just want to be single. Next thing you know, it's not normal, and it is not normal. So by all means, since you know that, stop doing things, you know, or stop adding negative perks to normal shit. For example, it's normal to be in a relationship. It's normal to have kids. It's normal to have a family. There's nothing wrong with that. It's the negative perks that you added into that make motherfuckers not want to do the normal thing because they got negative perks. So take away those negative perks. You know what I'm saying? So people will go back to doing those traditional things. That's all. Just take those negative perks away. Ronald?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm.
What you think, Ronald? Like, you know, like, like you don't mind being in a relationship or having kids. It's just the fact that it's so much negativity, negative perks, and all bullshit that comes with it. Like, you know what? I don't even want to eat that food that I'm supposed to eat because it got some poison in it. It got that in it, and it's going to affect me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. How about you, 666?
What about basically having kids here?
Or, what I'm saying, like you don't mind having being in a relationship or having kids, but the fact that is the system puts so much negative perks into these normal things, it makes most men not want to deal with that shit anymore. So if they take those negative perks away, then men will have no problem going back to them. Like, will you agree?
Of course.
Oh,
Of
right.
course. Yeah, I mean, like, let me put it to you like this. I would love to have kids with the right woman who actually adds to what I'm trying to do. See,
Mm-hmm.
here's the thing that men will tell you about women. Men want women that add, not women that subtract.
Yeah.
Like, for example, the type of chick that I would have kids with is a chick that knows a second language so that my kids know multiple languages because I know
Mm-hmm.
multiple languages. Number one. The second type of the second thing that I would need is I need a chick that's submissive and basically lets me be a man. We ain't gonna have
Mm-hmm.
two men in the house, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just because that's not how I'm gonna run shit. Number
Right.
number three, I need a chick that's gonna raise my kids.
Right.
That's it. You know,
Right.
and and for the life of me, I don't know how this shit is so complicated. But a lot of times in America, you got women that basically don't want to do that kind of normal shit. This shit is normal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And you know what's crazy though? The women that do those traditional things, like so are feminine and submissive, they get more out of a man doing that than the other way around. And if you notice, when you're in the, like Charles said, when he's talking to a woman who's feminine and pleasant, like he just the energy is different. Like he feels the power from that. Like it just brings like a he acts differently. Like, you know what I'm saying, he has a different demeanor around a chick like that versus a chick who's aggressive and masculine and XYZ. And you know what? Like I said, when a woman is feminine, submissive, and sweet, she gets more out of a man. Like like you'll do more for her automatically without even thinking about it because of her feminine energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Because a woman like that knows how to nurture a man. See,
Mm-hmm.
true femininity works to nurture masculinity. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work to attack masculinity.
Right.
Like that's the difference. Like a lot of people don't understand that. In a lot of different cultures, women believe in feminism, but not in the way that Americanized feminism works.
Okay.
They believe in fairness, but here's the thing. They look at feminism and femininity as being a complement to a man, not a replacement to a man. That's the difference.
Say that again. That was deep.
True femininity and true feminism is to be a complement to a man, not a replacement to a man. Okay, but the thing is, Western feminism is built on not needing men and believing that women can deal with whatever they need to deal with on their own.
Right.
Well, when a dude who knows how to throw that right hand your way and he knocks you to the ground, then we'll really figure out whether you need a man or not. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it to you like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? See, the other thing that a lot of other cultures believe is a lot of other cultures respect the man's ability to protect. You know what I mean? They value that. They worship that. That is not something that is really negotiated. That's why a lot of times when you go hang out with these like Latin chicks, they call you Poppy and like all this other kind of shit. Like they actually grow up with shit like that. That's cultural. You know what I mean? Even if you ain't her dad, she's still gonna call you Poppy because it's a sign of respect.
And look, that doesn't mean control. That's what I said earlier because they understand that the men are the muscle of the group, and they understand when they destroy the muscle, they will have nobody to protect them from outside groups. So that's why they respect their men and hold them up because that's what keeps them intact. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, bro. You just answered everything. You just answered everything. I don't gotta say anything. You got it. That's it.
And let me ask you this, because I asked Charles this, like you know the character Myra of Family Matters, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You would die for a chick like that, would you?
Yo.
Nigga.
Yo.
Nigga.
Yo. A chick that's gonna be willing to fight for me over some kind of chicks, bro. That's the type of chick you know. You got a bedroom in the house just for her if she needs a place to crash, bro. See,
yes.
That's the thing that a lot of people didn't realize. Myra was the chick that Steve should have fucked with because he was getting pushed to the left by Laura all the time.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't cool enough for her. She was walking over him to get at other dudes. You know, she was trying to get the Tyrones on the show versus dealing with a dude like that, right? Versus Myra was like, yo, fuck all these guys. I got my man. You know.
Oh my God, yes.
We good. You know.
Yes, and she saw him as a god. You know what I'm saying? And like I told Charles, her beauty was a bonus. Now, if Myra and Laura were opposite in looks, if Laura looked better, Myra would still be more attractive on a well-rounded scale because of her personality and femininity.
Her behavior.
her behavior. And Laura, because an attractive chick who has a fucked up attitude, she looks less. She goes down 2 or 3 points with me. Then I don't even want to fuck with you. Where a chick who's a 6, who has a personality like Myra, you know what I'm saying? I will be all up in her guts. I don't give a fuck on some real shit because that's a quality woman, not perfect. Yes, Myra was a little nuts. She was a little psycho, but that's okay. Those are small flaws. You know what I'm saying? But she had more pros than cons. You dig what I'm
Yeah,
saying? She had way
yeah.
more pros than cons. Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
that's the thing, man. Like, every once in a while, it's good to have a feisty chick because she gonna fight for you. That's what these guys don't understand. These guys into like all this lookism and all this other kind of shit because we live in like the whole POF kind of generation. But the
Mhm.
whole thing is like, yo, like every dude needs to find a chick that knows that he can be himself and he's safe being himself. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Because when a man knows that he's safe being himself with the chick and that she ain't really looking for much else outside of him being him,
Yeah.
there's a whole other degree of respect that comes from dealing with a chick like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and to check this out, and also I'm gonna go back to the men. For men to even qualify for a chick like that, you got to be a man who's masculine. You got to be a man who has a purpose and goal in life. And you got to be a man who knows how to treat a lady. Now, I didn't say women. Yeah, I said a lady because not all women are ladies. If you are
Mhm.
a gentleman and you respect women, you know what I'm saying, just on the base level, to treat a lady, you know what I'm saying? And you appreciate a good woman. That's the type of man, who's qualified to date a chick like that versus a
Yeah.
man who treats them like shit, who abuses them. And that's one thing I hate. I fucking hate abusers, man. I hate abusive ass dudes. That's some
Yeah.
cowardly shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
For
men
sure.
who actually are sweet, who's actually like, who actually like I said, who knows how to like I said, be a gentleman. If you're a true gentleman, you deserve a woman like that. You know, baby, because a lot of times men are gentlemen to ain't shit women, treat them like crap. You know what I'm saying? You giving this type of woman your gentlemanly masculinity, and she don't deserve it, man.
Sure.
She don't deserve it. So that's why she don't appreciate that shit, and you get walked all on it because you're giving it to somebody
Mm.
who hasn't earned it. No, give that to the right, give it to the right woman. Give it to the right person. You know what I'm
See,
saying? Stop giving all these bad women the world. Go ahead.
and and the issue is this: a lot of times men give too much without
Yeah,
women giving anything. And what has to happen is we have to have a 50-50 kind of agreement to the sense that I'm going to give you a little bit, and if I feel like you ain't giving me shit, I'm taking it off the table.
there you go. There
Taking it
you
off
go.
the table because
There you
because
go.
you got to be willing to walk away from the table when people basically prove to you that they ain't who they are and they aren't who they say they are. You know,
Hmm.
you can't let that kind of disrespect go, man. You see?
Right, right. And see, people sometimes, and people who do grimy shit to people who giving them they know what they doing is fucked. They're like, you know what? This motherfucker give me all this, and I ain't giving him or giving her shit. You know what? I'm gonna take advantage of that situation. I'm gonna drain them. I'm gonna suck them dry. I'm gonna suck this Capri Sun until ain't no more left. It's basically like a dried up aluminum pouch. You know what I mean? They know that, man. So no, like you said, fuck that. If I feel as though I'm doing a little bit more than you, I put in more effort. I'm gonna just back off.
Yeah.
Now, until you start showing me some effort, then I'll come back. But if you're not showing me any effort, I'll keep it moving. I don't take
Yeah.
it personal. It's all part of the game. It's all part of the game. It's dating. So
Yeah.
instead of me just keep dealing with the shit and getting more upset, how about I just cut ties? How about I just cut this piece of cancer off before it starts to affect my whole body and kill me. Because a lot of times we just let the disease sit in there thinking that man, it ain't that bad, and it get worse. It ain't that bad. Maybe it go away, and that's you know, you got to cut your whole leg off because you let it sit there. Fuck that. If you
Right.
notice something ain't right, it's on some bullshit. Cut that shit immediately. I'm talking about just anybody, even friends, even family. You know what I'm saying? Like once a person show you who they really are in certain situations, believe them and just cut them off. I'm not saying got a beef with them. You know, you see him, you speak to him, keep it moving, man. I can't have you in my life because you're not but drama. You're
Right.
not but drama. So it seemed like when I give, logically you would think you're supposed to get the same thing in return, right? But it ain't always logical. When you give, the person responds by take, and treating you like you did something wrong to them. Fuck
Right.
that shit, man.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Yo,
Mhm.
Ron, how long is your trip gonna be, bro?
Um, I haven't figured out. I want to do. I'm thinking about doing a month, but at the minimum 2 weeks.
Oh, nice, man. Nice.
I'm gonna
Nice.
do a Dominican Republic. I got maybe Santo Domingo because
Oh
I have
shit.
maybe and
Cool.
maybe Puerto Plata area.
Sounds good, man. Yeah,
two
see,
weeks
I
seems
like
to be.
this these are the types of stories. These are the types of stories I do this for. Straight up. This is why I jump on these panels, do all this shit. Because see, a dude like Ron is self-actualized. He knows what he wants for himself. He's willing to do what it takes. And this is what we're doing this for, man. This is what makes us feel good. When I hear stuff like what Ron's doing, man, it's like, yo, he got it. You know what I mean? Yo, Ron, how long have
Yeah.
you been traveling it for, bro? On and off?
Oh yeah, all in all for years. Yeah. Uh huh.
Nice. Nice. Where you been, bro?
Um, Thailand, Puerto Rico, Bahamas. I gotta get a lot more. I want to go to Colombia. I want to go to Brazil. Where else do I want to go? I think it's what's the name of that country? It's another country in South America I want to go to. I think it's Bolivia. I think I want
Okay,
to go
chill.
check that out. Yeah,
Chill. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man.
and I want to go to more Southeast Asian countries
I got
other
you.
than Thailand and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. For everybody that's out there, look, it goes like this. If you're in America, depending on whether
Hmm.
you're on the East Coast or the West Coast, if you're on the East Coast, the closest country in Latin America is probably like Cuba and and probably PR, places like that. For me, because I'm on the West Coast, I got Latin America right in my backyard. Mexico, Colombia, like all them places, like right around where I'm at. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Okay.
Nicaragua, like all that kind of shit. Uh,
Yeah.
so I mean, whatever it takes for y'all to go somewhere, man. Because I'm telling you, the world is there for y'all to enjoy. To be honest,
Yeah,
I
that's
can't say
true.
that enough. I
Yeah.
can't say that enough.
Yeah.
You
Let
know
me
what I
ask
mean?
Charles a question. Hey Charles, as a wrestling coach, man, um, and about accountability, how well do you mold your wrestlers? Like when you coaching them and giving them pointers and training them, and you teach them, don't get mad or stop crying. Just perfect yourself and get better. Um, what's the percentage rate of the wrestlers you coach actually, what I'm saying, get great, after you coach them and give them that toughness? Can you hear me?
I'm sorry. I was saying discipline without love is abuse. You always got to keep that in mind. It's one
Okay.
thing to critique someone, but if you're doing it out of spite, then you're not really doing their better. So it's funny. They were getting out of line during a match. And I said, okay, everybody come to me. Y'all doing about 50 push-ups. I don't care if you got to wrestle. The guy looking right at you. I said, trust me, you think I won't forfeit this match? You got to hold
Okay.
them accountable because number one, you got to play chess.
Yeah.
And when you get good at chess, learn how to play risk.
Okay.
Because in life, you got to be multifaceted. You got to think on different levels
Yeah.
of things that can happen, may never happen. But yet, the outcome, you're still going to be responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we
Mhm.
say nothing will excuse you from your manly duties.
Right.
Because everybody needs that from you. That's part of your duty, no
Mm-hmm.
matter what. That accountability. Look, you set rules, you create the rules, you create the penalties, you create the rewards. That's
Yeah.
basically masculine energy right there in a nutshell.
Right.
Yep.
So,
And
go ahead.
yeah. No. Go ahead. Finish. Let me cut you off.
No, I was just going to finish. When you get them settled for accountability, a lot of them tell me it carries over to their adult years. Because number one, when you actually allow them to make a decision and you guide them instead of just being, a dictator and telling them what to do all the time, you're
Mm-hmm.
training them to make a decision. You're training them to be accountable.
Mm-hmm.
You put them on a spot.
Yeah. Yeah. And then based off that, I'm assuming most of your wrestlers have become way better wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? This is based on your training. Because I wrestled when I was in high school too, and my wrestling coach was tough. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
he was real tough. So and you know what I mean. So he told us this: keep practicing, do this, stop crying, just stop making these mistakes, and by doing that, improvement came, and most of us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Mm.
improvement came. So it's all about improvement. It's all about elevating.
It's all
And,
about
and
the
yeah,
best
go
way
ahead.
to get on your feet is to get off your ass.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first step to greatness is you got to take that one step. Well, too many people are still sitting on that couch, afraid to take
Yeah,
that step to greatness.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Yeah, all it takes one step. I'm not saying
Yeah.
50 steps in one swoop. Just take one, then take two, take three, and then it'll go on from there. And next thing you know, you're at the top of the freaking stairs. You know what I'm saying? And you made it to the top flight. Went from the bottom to the top. So it took you a
Mm-hmm.
while. You may go at a certain pace, but as long as you're getting there and you're not stagnant, you dig what I'm saying? And you're not letting certain small petty stuff stop you, or you make or use those as excuses to stunt your growth.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Right. Yeah. And see, that's that's what we're all trying to do, man. If anything, that's what COVID proved. That's
yeah,
what COVID proved. COVID proved that you've always got to be moving, man. Because a lot of guys that are going to get hurt by COVID are the guys that thought, oh shit ain't never going to get that bad. Well, it just
mm,
did. What are you
yeah,
going to do now?
yeah,
What's going to happen now?
yeah,
You know. So
yeah,
that's all.
yeah,
That's all.
yeah. And you know what? And like I said, and I like uncomfortability too, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, emotionally it's stressful. Yes, I, get frustrated. But I realize, you know what? After being strong enough to go through the storm, I realized the abilities and the capabilities that I had, or I didn't know I had. And what helps with that, when Morpheus told Neo in the Matrix when he was on top of that building, He was like, free your mind. And then when he said that, Morpheus jumped from one roof to the other roof. But it's basically a metaphor saying if you free your mind of doubt, fear and disbelief, you'll be surprised at what you can do. Because a lot of times we can't do things, not because we can't do them, it's because we got in our mind that we can't do them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you freed your mind and just to tell that shit to shut the fuck up and just and go for that shit, you be like, oh damn, this shit wasn't as hard as I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? Because I put in my mind it's gonna be hard. Now, in some cases, sometimes stuff is hard than what you think it is, but that's okay. That's okay. Because if you set in your mind to do it and accomplish it, you can accomplish it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you might be great. You might be a something that you never thought you would be. Like, wow, I didn't know I can actually do this shit right here, man. Like I
Yeah,
say,
and then you realize it's a lot easier than you thought it was, but it was your mind that was holding you back.
Right. Mind holding you back. It's all about freeing your mind. You know what I'm saying? And this includes stop letting outside words from other people, I tell you, stop letting their words contaminate your thinking too. Because sometimes we let other people's opinions, you know what I'm saying, like, stunt our growth or make us believe the shit they're saying the whole time. That's just their opinion. And my thing is, you said this, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Thanks for saying that. Who the fuck you to tell me what I can and can't do? Man, you an outsider person. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You're not in my brain. You're not me. So yeah. So if I'm gonna let myself doubt me, why the fuck would I let you doubt me? You're an outside person. Like, who the fuck are you? You know what I mean?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Anyway, fellas, I'm gonna bounce because I got some work to do tomorrow. I gotta wake up early.
All right, my man. It's good to have you on. I'm about to go end it myself, man.
Appreciate y'all, man.
All right, fellas, it's been a pleasure.
Woo.
Yo, Uncle Chuck, you going to Latin America one of these days, bro?
I'm gonna make a trip to there one day.
I got
Wait
you.
till this COVID dies down a little bit.
I got you. Well, let me go there first so I can scope it out for you. You know what
I mean? You have the permission to go. Thanks again, fellas. Salute Baltimore. Stand up with Aqua Dragon.
Baltimore.
Woo! Appreciate y'all, man. Take care, Uncle Chuck.
You too,
guys.
Later.
Peace.